All right, Matt, pay attention, because today we're going to be cooking some more chicken wings, but this time we're going to be making them in a Parmesan garlic style. This is a great alternative if you're throwing a party and you got people that don't like buffalo wings, because they're very tasty. So here's what you're going to need. Obviously, shouldn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. You need some chicken wings. And then what you're also going to need is a stick of salted butter, 4 cloves of garlic. Don't necessarily need it, but I use a garlic press for the garlic. Our good friends salt and pepper, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese. That's all you need. They're very simple. So the first thing we're going to do is just give our wings a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're just going to give them a little drizzle of olive oil. Not too much. That one got a little too much, but that's okay. That's okay. Then we're going to take them outside and we're going to put them on the grill. So here we have our grill at a medium-high heat. We want it to stay between about 350 and 400. So we're going to open it up. We're going to take our salted and peppered wings. And I kind of like to segregate them drumsticks versus flats. So we're going to put our flats on, or our drumsticks on, excuse me. And you're going to want to make sure your grill grates are clean when you put them on, because otherwise they're going to stick, and that ain't going to be fun for anybody. Careful when you reach under. Careful when you reach under your warming rack there, because it'll get you. On the flats, you want to make sure that when they go on the grill, they go skin side up. Skin side up for the flats. That's going to let them crisp up while the underside, the meaty side, kind of cooks. Give them some room, some breathing room between them. Remember, social distancing. The same thing applies to chicken wings. Same thing applies to chicken wings. You got to socially distance those chicken wings from one another. All right. Now, once they're all on the grill, we're going to close it up. Watch that needle, make sure it gets back up to that 350 range for us. A little bit of gas. And he looks like he's trying to climb. So that's good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cook them on this side for 8 minutes. Then we're going to turn them. Give them 8 more minutes. Then we're going to turn them one more time. And by that time, they should be skin side up. So then we're going to brush our sauce on and let them cook for 5 more minutes. Okay? And once we've done that, we'll be ready to eat them. So we're going to go in and then we're going to make our sauce. I'll check back in with you when we're ready to do that. All right. Here's our next task. What we're going to do is take our stick of butter. Stick of salted butter. Doesn't necessarily have to be salted. It can be unsalted. I just like the salty taste. So if you use unsalted, then be sure to add a little salt extra. We're going to pop it in the microwave. And we're going to give it 30 seconds. So you might want to get something to grab it with. And we're just going to kind of mush it up a bit with our fork. Like this. We're going to pop it back in the microwave and give them 30 more seconds. Then we're going to take it out, and it's going to be very hot this time. And we're just going to give it a good stir. And just try to get those last few rebels melted. Now, each stick of butter is about half a cup, as it says on the side of this handy dandy packaging. So if you're doing a lot of wings, and we're doing 2 dozen, but if you're doing a lot of them, you might need more butter. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our garlic press, and we're going to pop 1, 2 garlics in there. And then, as the name implies, we're going to press it. Then we're going to empty it out. Might give you some trouble. Then we're going to pop our other garlics in there. And as the name implies, we're going to press them too. Then we're going to return to our friend, Mr. Pepper. Give him a healthy dose. Stir it up. That's tasting good. And then we're going to add the Parmesan. The Parmesan is really added to taste. So if you like a lot of Parmesan, add a lot of Parmesan. If you like a little Parmesan, add a little Parmesan. This is where you can get full creative liberty. And then you're going to mix it up, and it's going to thicken a little bit. It's important to note, you still want it liquidy when it goes on the wings. So you may have to pop it back in the microwave and liquefy it up a little bit before it goes on. Because if it cools, and when I take it outside, it probably will because it's kind of chilly today. But when it cools, it's going to become a little bit thicker. Almost looks like corn chowder. Very good. Yep, that's what we're looking for. All right, let's take it outside and check in on our chicken wings. All right, here we are. We got our needle sitting comfortably at the 300 mark. And now what we're gonna do, open her up and give them a turn. These are looking pretty good so far. I think our needle may have jumped up a little bit off camera. So we may not need quite as much time as I had originally stated. That's one thing about grilling, Matt, and if you don't know it yet, you should know it after this, is that sometimes things don't stick exactly to the recipe, and that's okay. We make adjustments on the fly, we learn from mistakes. And we keep going. We don't give up. Because unless you open it and they're just solid black and crispy, day's not over. So there we have them. We're going to close them. And we're going to give them about 5 more minutes like that. Because like I say, they're getting pretty close. In fact, I can go ahead and pop it back open. I'm breaking my own rule. Let's stick this big one right here. See where he's sitting at. He's sitting at 115, 16, 17, approaching 120. All right. So yeah, on chicken, we're going to be looking for 175. So these don't need too much more. They don't need too much more. So let's give them some gas. Let's give them 3 more minutes. We'll put the sauce on them, give them 2 more, and then they'll probably be ready to come off. So we've given it a few more minutes, about 5 more minutes. Let's take a look. They're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and brush on our sauce. Now, important note, this sauce is made of butter. Believe it or not, butter is fairly flammable. So you need to be pretty careful when you're applying this stuff, because it might try to jump up and get you if it falls down on the flame. Maybe. Fair and forewarned, be careful. So, get some on our brush and just give them a brush down. Oop, look at that. See? See what I told you? See what I tell you? I don't lie usually. Try not to anyway. This part might get a little flamey. Just be careful and you'll be alright. This would be the point where most professionals would be wearing grill mitts or doing something better, but as any keen observers of this channel will know, I am just an enthusiastic amateur. And we're going to put a little bit more of this sauce, or whatever you want to call this, on these wings after they come off the grill. So this is not the only coating that we're going to put on them. Alright. We're getting a few flare-ups here and there, but not nearly as bad as they were during my burger video. Alright. So let's shut this down. Give them about 2 more minutes like that, and then they'll be ready to come off. Alright, well, here we are. It's been a little less than 2 minutes, but I've already probed them, and these are ready. So what I've done is I've put the remainder of our sauce down here to form a nice little bed for these guys to lay on. And that's just going to help them, any that didn't get enough attention while they were on the grill, this is just going to help them get a little bit extra here to lay on before we serve them up. Alright. They smell amazing. This sauce hasn't melted so much to the point, and that's an important point that I want to make. Don't add the sauce until you're just about ready to take these things off. You want the sauce to melt a little bit and kind of absorb into the chicken, but you don't want it to melt so much that it just liquefies and runs right off of them, because A, you won't get any sauce on your wings and you'll be sad, and B, you'll probably set your grill on fire. You know, the part that you don't want to be on fire. Won't be an ideal situation for anybody. So, we're going to pull these off. And we're just going to find a place to set them over here on our tray. And I'll tell you one thing, Matt, those are looking pretty delicious. These, as I said before, are a great alternative to buffalo wings. For those that don't like too much spice, you get a little pinch from the garlic, okay, but not much more than that. They're buttery, they are flavorful, they're succulent, they're amazing wings, and honestly, they're probably my favorite sauce to do them in. I just gotta look at them one more time here in the good light. I mean, look at those. Almost like I planned them that way. Hope you learned something, Matt. I'll talk to you later.